How to create a low content book for free for Amazon Kindle. Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how you can create your low content book for free without having to pay for any software or any kind of fancy program. So let's get into it. First off, you're going to go to kdp.amazon.com, and over here you're going to select the size of your book. So you're going to make sure whatever kind of book that you're about to publish, may it be a sketchbook, notebook, workbook, you're going to select the size. So standard size that I usually like to go with is 6 by 9. Usually it's an appropriate size. It's not too big, not too small, and most books are made in this size. So then you're going to select your number of pages. So yeah, let's just add 120 pages, and then you're going to select your paper color, and then you're going to download the cover template. So what this is basically a picture that's going to provide you accurate guidelines on what kind of size that your book cover should be. So once you download that, you're going to extract that, and I have already extracted it, so I'm just going to move on to Canva. So you're going to design your book cover using Canva. Now you're just going to hop on to canva.com, and if you don't have an account, just put in your email or link your Google, Facebook, or Twitter account, and you're just going to be logged into Canva. This is the Canva homepage, and on the right you can see that you can add a custom size. So you're going to add a custom size to this. Now, how you add this custom size is actually very important, so pay close attention because this is a very important step in designing your book cover. So first off, you're going to change this from pixels. It's going to be selected as pixels, and then you're going to select it in inches. So that's going to make your measurement a lot easier. Now, what you're going to do is first you're going to open up the extracted image that you just downloaded from Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. Now I'm going to open that image. Now what you're going to do is take measurements for your book cover. So you might just be tempted to put in 6 by 9, but that is not the accurate measurement. So if you take a look over here, this black dotted line is where your book will be trimmed, and you can see this red line or pink line strip, basically that is your trim. So your book trim is, you know, the edges of your book, that is that area. So you want to make sure you include this in your book cover because that is also going to be part of your overall look. It's going to be on the sides and it's going to be pretty visible. Now for this example, we're going to calculate our book cover template. So we're going to calculate its width, and then we're going to calculate its height. So the width is 6. You can see this is 6 feet on the front, 6 feet on the back, and then we have a 0.27 spine. So you're gonna add the spine width, obviously depending on the amount of papers you add, and then you're gonna add your bleed. So what is the bleed? The bleed is this pink area that I was just talking about, and the bleed is usually 0.15 in width. So you're just gonna add all of these numbers, and I estimated mine to be around 12.54. That is the general width of my book. That's the total width from this edge to this edge. And now you're going to calculate the height of your book cover. So the height is obviously 9 inches, and then you're going to add the bleed, which is 0.25. So your height is going to be 9.25. Now, once you have calculated these, I'm just going to close this, go back to my Canva, and in inches I'm gonna add these values. So 12.54, and then the height is 9.25. and now you're gonna start creating your new design. So once you have your little frame here, this is gonna be a standard size. You can do two options. You can just start adding your book design, or I would recommend that first you upload your image, the template image. So let's just upload media. Actually, I already have uploaded it. Just wait a second. Here we have it. So I've already uploaded this image, and what you're gonna do is just you're gonna place it, you're gonna expand it, and it's gonna fit perfectly into the white box. And then you're gonna turn down its transparency so it's slightly visible, and this is going to serve you as a guide on where to place your imagery and where to place your wallpapers, titles, and all that good stuff. So just make sure it's not too visible either so it doesn't disrupt your design. Obviously in the end you're going to remove it. So once you've done that, you're going to lock it so you don't accidentally move this image anymore. So no matter how many times I click, I'm not going to move this image. Now you're just going to get started on actually designing your book cover. So the hard part of measurements and maths is over. Now, there are many ways you can design your book cover. First off, you have the general elements that are present in Canva. So let's just say pink glitter. So we're going to create a notebook using Canva. So let's just take a look at pink glitter and let's just see photos. Now you can see this is a free photo that is available on Canva. You can just expand it and then place it on top. I'm actually going to make this a bit more visible, so I'm also going to turn down the transparency on this so I know where I'm placing my images. So you can rotate this and make it wide. I think it's a pretty decent image for a notebook at 90 degrees. So you're just going to place it, expand your image, and you can just use some of the imagery provided by Canva itself, or if you want more options, I would recommend that you check out this website. This is vectz.com, and you can search a lot of stuff and you're going to find royalty-free images over here where you can just pick one. So flowers, maybe you want to start with glitter. So we're just creating a notebook, and you just want to make sure that the design is appropriate for the kind of book that you're creating. So let's just say we're going to keep on looking until we find a good image. Now I think this is a pretty good image for my book cover. I'm just going to download it. And now I'm going to extract my image and upload it here. I'm going to remove this star background. It's not really that professional and it's not really that high quality. So I'm just going to do that in a second. Now that I have uploaded my image, I'm just going to expand it to fit my page. Make sure it covers this pink area, which is the bleed of your paper. So it has to cover that. Now you can turn its transparency down so you can have a good idea at what's below your image. So now you can also add filters to your image if you want to make it pop a bit more or anything like that. You can do all of those editing features just here on Canva. You don't have to separately edit your images. So that is also a good feature. Now, it's best if you keep the transparency at full when you're editing the colors of your image, or else you might mess them up a bit if you do it when the image is slightly transparent. So just to make my book cover a bit more appealing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little tip. Just take a simple square from the lines and shapes on Canva, which is for free, and then you're going to make it like a tinier square. Place it over here like that. Change the color obviously to fit the color scheme. So make it like a darker version of this. Now make it long. Thin it out and place it on the bleeds. So that's going to add a more dynamic look to your book. So what you're going to do is just copy it, add it to the bottom as well. And that's another way to just, make sure it's not, too floral or it's too overwhelming. It adds a bit more of a professional look. And what you're going to do is you're going to copy it once more. You're going to paste it and then you're going to rotate it. And now you can place it on the spine. So I'm just going to make this totally transparent, the floral paper that we have, and I'm going to move this. I'm going to place it exactly where it should be on the spine. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to make sure that it covers the entire spine and the bleeds of the spine. And now I'm going to make my image translucent again, zoom out, take another look. What you're going to do now is go back to elements. Take another look at the lines and shapes, select another square, then you're going to resize it, so make it a bit more of a rectangular shape, make it thinner, place it at the estimated center, like that. Once you have done that, you're going to click on text, And now you're going to see these 3 basic text, but you can skip those and take a look at these beautiful font combinations that Canva provides you. So select any one of those that you think is going to fit into the overall theme of your notebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a look, and obviously you can change the color scheme and all, so just pick something that actually is suitable for your overall aesthetic. Now I'm gonna make these borders a bit shorter. I think this font looks cute, so I'm just gonna add that. I am going to shrink it, obviously. Now I'm going to place my image at the back, and I'm gonna lock it so it doesn't do this thing where I'm moving other elements and it accidentally moves. So I'm just gonna move my text, and now I'm gonna write note. So just do that and delete that element. That is not suitable. If you want to make it straight, you can obviously turn it straight. Reduce the size. So instead of keeping it in 2 words, I'm gonna make it 1 longer line instead. So I'm just gonna expand this, and then we have it in 1 line. Write it at the center. Make it perfectly straight, so it's gonna be at 0 degrees. And now we have designed our notebook using Canva for free. So once you have designed your notebook on Canva, you're just going to download it, and you're going to download it as a PDF print. So it's going to have the highest quality, and it's going to be a multi-page document. Now, once you have done that, your book cover is ready to go. Now you're going to have to create your internal pages. How are you going to do that? Well, for that, take a look at the file on the left top corner, and you're going to click on Create New Design. And then you're going to click on custom size. You're going to convert it into inches, and now you're going to add width and height. And this time for the size of the width, you're only going to add your standard width, which is 6 inches, plus you're going to add 0.125 inches. So that is going to be the bleed. You're not going to add the thickness of the spine to your page length this time. So that's going to be 6.125, and the height is going to be the overall height, so we have 9 inches, and then you're going to have 0.250, so 9.25, and then you're going to create new design. Now once you have done that, just zoom in. You're going to add text, so add a subheading text, and now what you're going to do is just place it in this central box, so you know the top margin and the bottom margin. And then you're going to remove this text. You're going to click on shift, and you're just going to type a underline. So like that, extend it to the end of your page. And now once you have done that, you're just going to copy and paste it. How are you going to paste it? So once you have pasted your line, you're going to move it down and make sure to overlap them like this. So you're just going to keep on doing that for the entirety of the page. Now this line is quite dark. If you have ever noticed, notebook lines aren't this pure black color. They're actually a bit more gray. So what we're going to do is change the color of our line. So we're going to change it to gray. Yeah, I think this color is actually more suitable. It's not too dark. And now we're going to keep on copying and pasting. So we're just going to paste. Make sure these purple lines are overlapping, and you're gonna place them down below. And don't worry, you're only gonna have to do this entire tedious process for 1 page. After that, you're just gonna copy this page 120 times, and that's gonna be your internal book interior. It just takes a couple of minutes, so just like that, keep on going. Make sure you don't leave any gaps on the sides. So at the bottom, you can choose if you want to keep it a larger leftover line, or you want to add 1 more line and have like a very tiny margin at the bottom. I think it looks better with a very tiny margin at the bottom. So now you're going to zoom out and just take a look if you have missed any spots. And now you're going to duplicate this page. So you're just going to duplicate it as many times as you need to. Keep on adding this page, and you're not going to add page, so make sure of that. Always click on duplicate page, and just do that 120 times or however many times you need, and then you have the interior of your book ready. And download this as a PDF as well, and you're going to be ready to publish on Amazon. So that was it for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.